I want to show you all my Hoyas. So let's get started. I think I'll go from the oldest to the newest in a vague sort of chronological order. So I did recently do a lot of sulfur treatments on my Hoyas. So I tried to clean them up as best as I could. You might see some sort of remnant white spots, which it's just sulfur. Here is my Hoya Crimson Princess. This is the oldest Hoya that I have in my collection. It's also the biggest Hoya that I have in my collection. I can't say that I am like super in love with this Hoya. It's just lasted so long, and I did keep it outside for like 2 years. This past winter, I cleaned it up, put it in a pot, did some slapdash trellising on a DIY trellis, and now it looks like an Easter basket. But, I mean, it's still here. My next plant is the Hoya Carnosa Chelsea. This is one of my favorite Hoyas. I originally really wanted a Crinkle 8, but I found this one as an alternative to that one because it still has the cute little like dips in it or whatever. But I love this. The texture is so good. I don't really have too much of an issue with sulfur really hanging on and being stubborn to my plants, except for this one, and I think that's because it's so textured. But I mean, look, she's so bushy, she trails so well, she just looks so good, and she stays like really dark and beautiful, and I just love her. She has the perfect amount of splash on her. She's gorgeous. She can do no wrong. So the next two Hoya I got at the same time. This is a Hoya Pubicalyx. Is it like royal purple Hawaiian? Something like that. But it's really beautiful. It has the most gorgeous, like splashy, purpley, beautiful foliage, especially the new leaves on this. They're just so beautiful. And Hoya Obovata. I wasn't in love with this plant for a long time, and it really didn't do a lot in general. It kind of stayed the same size forever. Then I kind of just like started caring about it more. And look, I mean, it grew this big vine. It's super cute. I love it. It's hardy. It definitely like looks different than my other Hoyas, and I appreciate that. Okay, so this is my Hoya Lacunosa. It's beautiful. I love it. The first like 2 years that I had this plant, it loved life. It bloomed constantly. It was a big, lush, beautiful hanging basket. I was obsessed with it. It smelled so wonderful. When we moved to this house, she did not like that, and she started to kind of like die off. So I took as many cuttings as I could, rooted them up in water, and now she lives in pond. She does seem to like it a lot, but I have yet to see a peduncle, which does make me a little bit sad because she was such a prolific bloomer for the first couple of years that I had her. So whenever I do spot a peduncle on this thing, I'm going to be extremely excited. This is my Hoya Carnosa Compacta. She used to look a lot better. She's gone again through some ups and downs, and I gave her a haircut, and some of those propagations didn't make it, so she's lost a lot of her volume, of her lushness, but she's still looking good, and she's getting it back. I mean, she's cute. And I have one small propagation that is almost ready to be potted back into the plant with the mother. Next up is my Hoya Curtisii. I love this plant so much. She, again, did not love living life. About 2 years ago, she completely died back. I saved as many cuttings as I could and rerooted them in water. While she was in water, she bloomed like several times. I didn't see a single bloom, like a single active bloom, but I did see a lot of dried up old flowers. She still has a ton of peduncles, but they keep drying up before they bloom. She lives in my IKEA Redsta cabinet, and she loves it in there. The colors on the leaves are just so intense and beautiful. There's like some really beautiful, deep, almost like browny copper, and some really beautiful like seafoam green, gorgeous splashing. I just really, really love this plant, and I love the way that it's starting to trail and get a little wild. I love her, and I can't wait to see an active, healthy bloom. So the next two that I have to show you I got at the same time, and they both have a very similar story, kind of. The Hoya Parasitica, I believe it's a Parasitica. This is a really cute Hoya, only the new leaves though. I have to say, really the older leaves are not as attractive as the new leaves. The new leaves come out and they're beautiful. They have this beautiful veination on them. They have a wonderful texture, and they have this really gorgeous black margin. As they get older, the margin goes away. The edges actually seem to look like they kind of fade a little bit. Some of the younger leaves still retain some of that darkness, but the older the leaves are, they tend to get lighter and almost dull out. This is the Hoya Sunrise. Also another one that I was super excited about when I first saw the pictures of it. I really do love like lime green on red. It's one of my favorite sort of combinations, but the similarities between these two. I've had these plants for at least 3 years. They have done nothing for years until about 1 year ago. Maybe 6 months ago. It hasn't been that long, but for how small they were, they blew up, especially the Sunrise. And this one struggled the most. This one lived in a prop box for probably about a year, and it kept doing like a small sort of cyclic, growing some leaves and then completely dying back. So we've had some struggles, but she looks great now. If the Parasitica, one, kept the black margin and also stayed that really beautiful deep green, I would love this plant probably more than any other Hoya in my collection. That margin is unbelievably gorgeous, but she gets a little haggard as she ages. So, I mean, she's still cute. I would love to see her get larger and bigger, but she's a very slow grower, painfully slow grower. Next up, we have my Hoya Krohniana. I'm not entirely sure if this is just a Lacunosa or if it's a different Hoya, but regardless, they look different, beautiful, but different. They've acted different too. This plant has given me so much grief. It's a common theme in my Hoya collection that I get a plant, obsessed with it, it does great, I love it, and then it dies. And then I bring it back to life. This one, it was sold to me as a Hoya Krohniana Black. I am not really certain that that's what it is. There are some dark colored leaves, but that very well could just be sun stress. But this plant did not do great at all. It did horribly. So much so that it actually grew in a terrarium for a very long time, like well over a year. And then finally, I started kind of like acclimating it to ambient temperatures, ambient humidity, and it definitely survived that, obviously. And now it's just chilling, living its life, getting some big, beautiful leaves that I kind of can't believe how gorgeous they are. I would really love to see this bloom. I would really like to compare its blooms to my Hoya Lacunosa blooms and see if they are similar. So this is the Hoya Australis, the green form. I got this from a plant shop here in the Houston area called Buchanan's Native Plants. It was a pretty small plant when I first got it, but after maybe about a couple months, it just kind of took off and it's just been growing nonstop. It looks wild. There's always little tendrils. There's always little tendrils just like shooting off everywhere. I try to kind of keep it wrapped up around this trellis, but it just wants to fly all the which ways. So I would like to kind of retrellis this. This is just another DIY, like homemade trellis out of like a wire hanger. But yeah, She is beautiful. She is doing so much and she's living large and loving life. So this is my Hoya Wayetii. And this plant, again, I got it as a very small plant. It did absolutely nothing for so long. And then most recently, maybe within the last 3 months, this entire vine is new. It just started growing, which I'm definitely happy about. I think this plant is really beautiful. So these 3 plants, the Sigillatis, the Chicken Farm, and the Lacunosa black leaves, or Lacunosa long black leaves, all came from the Texas Aroid show last fall. And I can safely say one of them is not like the other in that the Chicken Farm hasn't done a single thing. When I got it, it had all of these growth points on it that have been cut back. So I'm not sure if this plant has the capacity for new growth. It's been with me for 2 seasons now and has done absolutely nothing. It's survived, but that's really it. I'm really disappointed in this plant because I was so excited to get a chicken farm and it just definitely not what I want. I mean, I don't know what to do to help it along. So if you have any suggestions or tips for this particular situation, please leave them down below because I definitely need them. Otherwise, the Sigillatis and the Lacunosa long black leaves, they've been doing well. I cut them both back and restarted them. The Hoya Lacunosa long black leaves, there's a bunch of cuttings in my IKEA cabinet at the moment rooting up. So once those are ready to go, I'm thinking about starting this plant in semi-hydro. I'm not sure, but I might even cut this bit up and kind of reroot it from there too. The Sigillatis is doing really well. I have several propagations of this plant and I'm hoping to create like a large, beautiful basket. This one up in the front, disregard the Sigillatis cuttings, but this one up in the front, we have a Hoya Burtoniae. This is a really cute, fuzzy, dark, adorable little Hoya. It's just a single cutting that has grown for me and it's just so cute. I love it so much. The next couple of Hoya I got from Home Depot sometime in 2024. I don't know how to say it. I'll put it on the screen right now, but it's a hybrid of the Hoya serpens and Carnosa. It's very cute. It has fuzzy, cute little leaves. They're adorable and they're splashy. I'll clean it up a little bit before I give you a close-up because this one has a lot of the sulfur residue on it. I think that's due to the fact that it is quite fuzzy and cute. I really, really enjoy this plant. I did not know it existed until I saw it at Home Depot, and so I scooped it up. So this is the Hoya Rosita. I've had this plant the same amount of time as the cross, and it's just not doing well. I don't know if you can see the weird splotchiness on it. There were several vines in the pot, but they've just completely died back. Now we're just down to these 2 vines, and they don't look great. I've tried a couple different things, but otherwise I'm not sure what's wrong with it. So if you know, or if this at all looks familiar, please tell me what the heck to do. Same sort of situation for this Hoya Burtoniae variegated. You can see on some of the leaves, like this one here, what is that? Why is it doing that? This one has a little bit better luck than the Rosita, but still, I mean, it's cute. I want it to do well, and it's just not doing well. So if you have any tips about this one, my other Burtoniae seems to be doing fine, so I'm not sure. Let me know your tips down below. Okay, so now we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. These are the last 4, and they're the most recent purchases, being within the last 3 months. So we'll have to go into my little prop box to see these because I got these on Etsy in a little recent haul. It's the Hoya Finlaysonii and the Hoya Sumatra. So they didn't look great, and they weren't in excellent shape when I got them, but I went ahead and just stuck them straight into a prop box to try and really just give them the best little boost that I could. And there is new growth happening in here, so that's excellent. This is the Sumatra cuttings here and here, and then there's one over here that does have some cutie little new growth on it. Let's see if I can show you that. Can you see them? They're right there. They're so cute. And then, yeah, and then the Finlaysonii, the leaves are gigantic. And they feel like they're rooting, so that's good. But that's them. That one, and then there's a little one right here. This is impossible to show. This is the Hoya Cumingiana. I saw this randomly at Buchanan's, not expecting to purchase anything, and then being unable to leave without a purchase. This one has a little bit of sulfur residue left on it. This one reminds me of a Peperomia Hope. It's not the best looking Hoya for sure, like foliage wise, doesn't look super great. But I did look up and I saw the blooms are pretty cute, so I am excited to see those one day. But yeah, I mean, this is cute. Look at her little pigtail action, you know? She's adorable. Okay, the last one, the star of the show, again, went to Buchanan's. Just me and my boyfriend go to Buchanan's just to see what's happening. And of course, I die when I see the Multiflora. I mean, look at those freaking blooms. Come on. She's gorgeous. She's lush. She's huge. She was like, I want to say $25 to $30 and well worth it. I have wanted this plant for so long, and I am so happy to have it in my collection, especially such a beautiful specimen. So that's all my Hoyas. Thank you so much for joining me. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more. Leave me a comment if you feel like it, and I'll see you in the next one. So, including this one, you can see I actually have it in semi-hydro. Oh,